Or you can start.
Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about operation practice games which we have been doing throughout our semester. So my name is Phurpa Rinchen. I will do introduction and until module 2. After that, Mr. Sonam Tenzin will continue my presentation and then Lobden and then I will do the conclusion. So the main objective of this game was to help us understand how operation management works in the real world, particularly uh, with regard to production of virus finish group garment production. And then throughout the game, we were asked to make production planning, bidding for contracts, hiring, and then efficient staff, machinery upgradation in order to help our company gain good reputation and improve their final income. Next, please. So this is module one, where we did about production process, and the main objective of this module was to help us understand bottleneck and identify it. And we identified the bottleneck with our machine 3, which is pressing machine, because we used it more than 90% and then it caused delay to our production. In order to solve this issue, we order reprioritization of our orders based on the priority. For example, um, the priority for t-shirt was 2 weeks more comparing to slacks. That's why we changed the priority of slacks into priority 1. And other factor that we need to consider is size of order. If the size of order is less comparing to other one, we can give it the priority. And the other one, the third factor is we can also upgrade our machine in order to increase the efficiency. Therefore, in game one, we changed the priority of Slack into one, and then we also upgraded our machine to level 2. Next, please. Uh, in module 2, we what we did was we managed our suppliers. So let me directly go with our contractor. Uh, we got a contract for 400 boxer with the quality of 20 from Tefis, and then we already had inventory of 100 silks, so we need one silks for each boxer, so we had to order 300 more silks. Next, please. So we had three suppliers, which are Red Maple Fabrics, Orange Textiles, and Reliable Clothing. And then we consider three factors. Next, please. So the three factors were cost. We compared every cost from all the suppliers, and then next we also compared the quality based on their rating, and then how reliable they are. And then we also looked at the timing of the suppliers, because we cannot compromise our timing, because we have to deliver things on time to our contractor. And then considering all those factors, we decided to go with Orange Textile because they offered the total cost of 846, but we have to do it two times because they were only able to do it less. Um, After that, we like I said, we decided to go with Orange because we had plenty of time, and then quantity was even though the quantity was smaller, we had plenty of time, and then we were able to do that in given time. Next we have Som Tenzin, who is going to talk about module 2 and 3.
Okay, thank you, Puha, and I'll be presenting on the model 3 and model 4. Firstly, about the model 3, it deals with or it speaks about the forecasting and bidding of the contracts and all. So in this model, we basically learn like what are the decisions to be made, or what are the considerations to be taken when while bidding for any contract. So in this screenshot, as you can see in the first one, it talks about the top products and the hot products of the season. In this, we have winter of 2024 and spring of 2024. So according to the season, we have different products in the trend. And in the second slide, it basically shows the details or the profile of various suppliers and their reputation and all. And based on the hot products or based on the suppliers profile. We had this all were taken into consideration while bidding for any contracts. And before like bidding for any contracts, the internal capabilities like internal machineries, the internal production capacity was taken into consideration, and also whether we have already other products in production, so to avoid certain issues like the bottleneck that was presented by Puva in the first module. And in this slide, we have mainly the bidding section, whereby since our industry or our production was on only 1 star rated, we mostly went for the 1 star reputed contracts. And while bidding for any contracts, like their reputations, their margin of like profit margin, and their quality, the quality of the material that was needed for the products were taken into consideration while bidding for any contracts. And in this screenshot, we can see that we have bidded for Stallion apparel for the silk to produce boxer shorts, as they provided more profit margin compared to other suppliers. And also as it has it was 1 star rated, and it was in at par with our production plan. So these all factors were considered uh, in finalizing any contracts or in bidding any contracts. Speaking about the module 4, it deals with the HR section, whereby to increase the capacity of the production and to have sufficient manpower in the process. The module 4 dealt with that. And in this screenshot, if you see that this it shows the receiving part of the production, whereby we had certain stock of material which were unsorted. This happened mainly because we did not have enough manpower to support or to minimize the unsorted stock. So either we had to train our existing one, or either we have to hire a new one. So in this situation, we had hired new staff for the receiving part, and while hiring, their experience, their reputations in their field were checked, and also the cost of hiring were taken into consideration while hiring. Similarly, in the production plan on the sending side, we had certain backlog or certain limitations uh, due to uh, due to not enough staff in the sending end, whereby we were not able to send items, although we had produced on time, but we were not able to ship on time. So that's why we had also hired a staff in that section, and also trained our existing one. So these two model mainly in this model we mainly dealt with human resource management and all. And all this model 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be explained in the model fit, and it will be done by Tenzin Lobden.
Thank you for Sonam. So I'll be walking you through Model 5, the new branch, and highlighting the key decisions and strategies that help us achieve our goal of net worth of 50,000. So next slide. So our journey began with an order of like 300 units. 300 units. Sorry. Our journey began with an order of like 300 units of socks from Stalin April. To fulfill this contract, like we needed cotton, so we already had like 100 units in inventory. And the next one. So we already had 100 units in inventory, and like we need uh, and ordered the remaining 200 units from Owen Textile, as they offered the most cost effective price. This decision ensured we minimized the production cost from the start. And throughout the model, our primary focus was on lowering the cost when it comes to ordering. So next one. So after like we have ordered, like then the second was like the producing this socks required they required like three machines in the production line to enhance the efficiency and like avoid bottleneck, especially with anticipation of more contracts in the coming week. We have decided to invest in upgrading these machines. This proactive approach like reduce the potential delays and position us for a smoother operation. Next. So like after upgradation of our model, there was as it was our initial days, like since initial days we didn't have any staff working in our branch, so like we needed to hire employees for bidding, production, receiving, and shipping, as this department will be like busy in the coming weeks. So we have gone for employee like whose salary were less, and but with like more stars in that particular department. For example, the receiving units, for example, the receiving units capacity was like 150 this week, and like by the time it comes for the next another week, it will be like a burden for this department. So like we have to hire a new employee. So like we recruited that new one. Then after that, like after 1 week, then we trained him, because like it takes usually 2 weeks of training time. So this like this investment in our workforce like ensured seamless operation and like higher productivity. Next one. So like after everything is set in like receiving and production plan, the next strategy is for like we have to bid. Like in the bidding process, we ensured our bids were like aligned with our reputations. Like Sonam said, like if our star is one, we have to bid for one. If our star is four, like we can bid and for any stars, any reputation stars. So like we also consider the total value of each contract. So for example, like total value of each contract, its duration and deadlines. Additionally, we check the availability of necessary machines. So like if there's another machine required, like we install it 1 week prior. So like 1 week prior to that contract. So next one. So after everything is done, like when our produce is finished, so like it's and then the work comes for the shipping department. So in the shipping department, we streamline the lead times based on the uh, total cost. So depending upon the orders, like we ensure the finished good will shipped within 1 or 2 weeks, depending upon their like orders. So like we have ensured it should be shipped either in 1 or 2 weeks. This efficiency like help us maintain strong relationship with our clients and meet our deadline also. So by following these steps, like bidding strategically, ordering and producing efficiently, and like shipping promptly, we consistently executed contracts and met our objectives. By the end of week 39, we successfully achieved our target of net worth of 50,000 by completing 33 contracts. So thank you, and next football will be like concluding our key takeaways. Thank you.
Mm, Thank you guys for the wonderful presentation. So in the module one, we identified the bottleneck and we resolve it by reprioritizing the production of different goods based on their deadline, and then we also upgraded our machine. In module two, our objective was to determine supplier, and we did selected our supplier based on three factors, which are cost, quality, and time of the contract. And then in module three, we did bidding of decision by based on reputation, quality, price, worth, and weeks. And then in week four, um, we did hiring in different stages of our operation, and then we also trained the employees. And then in final module, which is module 5, we did everything that we have did from module 1 to module 4. We applied all the skills and knowledge that we have learned throughout those modules, and then with the aim to attain the net worth of $50,000 before week 50. All in all, this game was wonderful experience, and then we learned a lot of things from this um, game about operation management. Thank you guys for the wonderful presentation. It was nice doing project with you guys, and then thank you, Professor, for uh, being wonderful teacher. Thank you.
Thank you. Just stop the recording.